Hello, welcome to SikaPOS. This is a simple tutorial video on how to add a product and how to make a sale of the product in the POS or even outside the POS. So first thing we do is log in. If you are a staff member like a cashier or a receptionist, remember to log in with your username, not email address, so just your username. For the purpose of this demonstration, we just log in with a simple admin account, which would be a pharmacy. So your username and your password. If you are a staff member like cashier, your username is normally whatever has been given to you, dash maybe 14 or dash 20 or dash 25, whichever one. There will be a number attributed to your thing. If you're a business owner, just straight business username. So once you log in, once you get to your dashboard, you have your products there. So your products will be found at the left hand side of the menu bar, and once you click on products, there's a whole drop down list. Now this demonstration has two assumptions in mind: that you have already made a few business settings on the prefix and things done already. Dan, I forgot to introduce you in this video too. I have Dan with me who will be asking questions just in case things that some of you will be hearing and might come up with. Hopefully Dan will also think of the devil, will play the devil's advocate in this video. So this video is based on a few assumptions, meaning that you've been here and done a few business settings on how you want things to do to show in your product. So in terms of enabling products, enabling brands, enabling categories, enabling subcategories,
adding users
and all that stuff. So I always say, before you add a product or before you start adding your products, it's important to set your categories of products. Your categories are products depending on, so for example, this is a pharmacy. There are certain categories such as medicine, such as sexual health, supplements, and vitamins. So it depends on which business you are doing and which category of products that you are trying to sell. You can even go the extra mile of having subcategories of those products. But remember, if you don't want subcategories, you don't have to enable subcategory. You can disable or enable categories anytime from the settings page. I think you remember this, Dan. So you just come here, you come to business settings, and you come to I think products.
Yes.
See categories and subcategories. So you can disable it totally from your account. And same goes for brands. You can also enable or disable brands. So once you have set up your category, which is simply add category, your category name, your category code, it can be any random, and you put them that if there's a whole, if it's taxonomy, it just means that this is a subcategory of the parent category. So you can create a category first, then you can come to this same place to create a subcategory, then you choose which subcategory it goes under.
Okay, so for instance, like someone has a supermarket, so you can say beverages. You can list your items or categorize them based on beverages, fabrics or clothing.
Yes.
Maybe sales.
Yes.
Okay, so
let's do clothing. Yes, see that.
Yep.
Exactly. So we've saved this as clothing there, and that's the category, clothing. Yes. If you like, you can put a description of that.
Okay.
Now, if under clothing, if you want to create a subcategory on the clothing, let's say tops, right?
Yes.
We can say like I said, the code does not really matter.
Yep.
For this time, let me put clothing tops. Yes, and there we come here and choose clothing. So meaning we're creating a subcategory of clothing as that. So once you click on save, exactly. So what that means just is that we have clothing which is under that, and it's clothing tops. So you don't see it here, but once you see this dash, it just means that it's a subcategory of something, and it's under clothing.
Yes.
So this is same applies to units. So if you are a business that deals in units in terms of packages, pieces, grams, inches, depending on that, you'll be able to create your units here. Same thing as the categories and that you create your unit and you can create a sub unit of whatever you have
this
created.
This will be really beneficial to those doing the wholesale.
Exactly,
business, yes.
exactly. But you remember that you'll be selling in that quantity.
Yep.
So most cases, by default, you have pieces there as default. Then you work from pieces all the way up.
Okay.
Yes. So most people might need just pieces,
sure,
or just packs. Then you pick from there. Same apply for brands. If you are a business that want to put and label the brands. For example, this is a pharmacy, so there's Johnson and Johnson, there's Durex, there's Dettol, there's Vitabiotics. These are all brand names, and if you want to associate products with brands, you set it up. So these are very, very important things, vital things when setting up. You should set up before adding a product. Brands, categories, and units. Yeah. Like I said, you can turn off all these depending on your business. If you don't need them, you can just go to settings and just tick or untick them. Sure. Right? So now, once we've got all these things set, we go straight to adding a product. And to add the product, we go straight, click on product, it will drop down, and you click on add product. Once you click on it, beautiful. Everything we see here is it's not far from what we have been you probably have watched in other videos. Those with asterisks just means it's compulsory. Yeah. If it doesn't have asterisks, you don't have to worry about it. So product name is what you are adding. Since this is a pharmacy, I think let's look for something.
Paracetamol.
Yes. No, there's okay. Let's say I think there's already paracetamol in this demo. Let's look for let's do they still have, give me another.
I'm looking for a short one.
Andrews liver salt. Do they still have those?
Or Martins or Andrews.
Yeah, Andrews. Okay, Andrews liver salt. Okay. Oh, sorry, Andrews liver salt. Okay. SKUs are those selling units. Now, stock keeping units, right? You can, if you have your own internal SKU number, you can bring it here, but the system will automatically generate an SKU for you.
Sure.
Right. As usual, just a reminder, those blue buttons are just information. So if you want to, if you see something and you don't understand, just toggle over it, and it will let you know what it means. So I advise everyone, if you don't have an SKU, just leave it to automatically generate one. Barcode type, by default, most of the barcode types are 128. For the lack of this presentation, I'll advise you to read more about these barcode types. But if you are not so sure about it, leave it as code 128. And this is the type of barcode that is generated at the back of the products, of some of these products. The standard type is 128, which is how it shows. And that this system accepts different types of barcodes. Now, pieces. By default, you have pieces there. If you have other types of let's say what's the word, unit types, you are able to sell them or increase them. So in this case, it can be packs. Andrews liver salt, you want to sell them in packs, or you want to sell them in inches, depending on your type of business, or you want to sell this quantity in grams.
All right.
So for example, you are selling maybe those shops that sell nails, set in gram.
Yeah,
you can weigh in exactly and sell it in gram, or you can just sell it in pieces if you want. But Andrews liver salt, I think some of them they sell in pieces, some of them they sell it in packs too.
Yes, it's in pack and pieces.
Yes. So let's just leave this one as pieces. If you have brand names, you can bring them in brand, or you can. This is not compulsory. Remember, there's no asterisk, so it's not compulsory. Yeah. So if there's no brand name associated, you can leave it the way it is. Some things, for example, here is unit. You notice that there's a unit that is not available. You can choose to come to unit and add, or you can stay here and just click on add. Okay. And what would that do? That it will bring up that, and you can add it straight away from here. You don't have to go back to there. So where you see that blue just means add. Same for brand. If you see a brand that you haven't added, we can just quickly just add the brand name for Andrews liver salt.
Nice.
And we're good to go. Now category, same thing, it's not compulsory, so if you turn it off it won't show off here. But let's say Andrew's liver salt, can we say it's medicine for? I don't think it's a vitamin.
No,
It's a medicine. So let's put this, for the lack of what this presentation, let's put in medicine. There's no subcategory in this, so it doesn't really matter. But if we had chosen clothing, like the test we did, right, tops,
Yes.
you get it, because we had put the category as that exactly. But because of we chose medicine, it changes the category. If there's none,
Yes. There's no subcategory for medicine.
exactly. No, there is a subcategory, or you can just leave it as none.
Okay.
Yes. So let's put it as a subcategory.
Digestion.
Digestion.
for
Perfect.
Andrews, yes.
Perfect. So in some cases, for the lack of this video, you don't have to always fill that in. Yes. So business location, this just means that locations where the product will be available. So for example, if you have 3 or 4 branches, you can say, okay, Andrew's liver salt should be available in Accra branch or only, or it should be available in Accra branch and Kumasi branch.
Nice.
So you are able to add stock to whichever branch. Yes. So for example, for our client who has a supermarket, one at Osu, one at La, and the other one at I think airport.
Yep.
Airport. When she's buying product, purchasing product, and she's adding it to it, say, oh, you know, this product, this big pen pack is only available in La branch.
Yeah.
She can come here, add it, and that is it, and just choose that it's only available in La branch. Later on, if it's available in another branch, she just comes, edit it, and just enable that thing and add the quantity for that branch, and that's it. If you want to manage the stock, you use this button. So enabling or disabling stock. So if this stock is not, if this product is not quote unquote stockable, meaning that it's not, there's abundance of it, so you don't need to keep stock, then you just disable it. Then meaning that it will just continue selling and selling. This is great for let's say services, business that do services.
Yes.
For example, someone has made a repair doesn't really have need stock. Exactly. But if you have physical products, then you just enable the stock.
So you keep track of
it.
Yes.
Now you're probably going to ask, how do you know the number of stock? It will be on the next screen. Here. The next thing is alert quantity. This alert quantity is, we should get alert when it reaches a specific thing. This is good for when you're running out of thing.
Yeah.
We have a client, the same client, who says her cashier or her receptionist only tell her when the thing has run out.
Yeah.
She does not tell her when the thing is about to run out. SikaPOS will solve that issue for
Sure.
her. All she needs to do is log into the dashboard and she'll see stock that are running low. Exactly. So we can leave the stock alert. You know what? Let me know if there are only 5 pieces left, so that I can do
can
restock. Exactly. Product description, not compulsory. Again, where there are asterisks is where it shows, so you don't necessarily have to put a product description. But I advise everyone to always put a product image. So we'll use this thing. We'll just go and look for an image. Andrew's liver salt. Exactly. I think this is the one. Exactly. Okay, beautiful. So for the purpose of this presentation, we'll just save it. Andrews. Okay, so and just a simple JPEG or even a PNG would work. Remember, the file size is 5 megabytes, so I don't think, to be honest, I don't see anybody uploading anything bigger than 5 megabytes. If there's a brochure for it, you can add that if you want, for businesses like such as services and other thing, but it's not compulsory. So product description, product brochure, product image also isn't compulsory. All right. And the other thing is that the images need to be a ratio of 1:1. For example, the image we've just uploaded is not really ideal, to be honest. It needs to be 1:1. So you see a small icon here that's showing you
thumbs down.
Yeah, thumbs down. But it will work. It doesn't really matter. It's not a thing. It's not uploaded yet. If you have product that expire, this is where you should do. Remember, in business settings, you can enable what should expire, whether you want to allow products to that. So if it expires, you want to know, okay, period expires in, let's just say, months. let's say 60 days.
Yes, which means this will be easier when your product like come in some amount of quantity,
Exactly.
and they are all expiring, because if you have to do it single each one out and look at the expiry date, that's
Yes,
going to be
exactly. So you can do a general expire, but on the next screen you're able to even set the expiry date for that one too.
Okay.
But this will be general. That also there are some products that are almost like demo products. You don't you just want it to be in the POS, but it's not available for sales. You can take here and say, okay, this product, if checked, it will be displayed. It will not be displayed and in the sales for screening at all. So you can just add it to your list of product, but it won't be available for sales.
Okay, so probably let's say you have phones, so you're selling phones, and then it gets to maybe the phone gets the quantity of about it's left with about 10, and you don't want to sell anymore. You can just come here
Not
and
for
click.
selling. Exactly.
So your salesperson
will not even see it.
Yes.
Not for selling. Exactly.
Okay.
Same thing for the phones. You want to enable IME and serial number. You can call that and put that here, so it will display that in the screen, on the POS screen. Remember the custom fields.
Yes.
So if we had named those custom fields in our thing, this is where it will name them, and we'll be able to put. So for example, maybe anything got to do with medications and stuff, we'll be able to add that as part of it. So by default, it's not a mandatory field. If this field disable for WooCommerce sync, WooCommerce is the website one, so you can disable individual products. So if you have a product that you only want to sell in the store, but you want to keep the one on the website different,
yes,
you can disable it, so it will not sync with what is on the web. All right, so now let's get back to the tax stuff. I'm assuming that this is based on the assumption that you have already set a price for, or you've already watched the tax video.
Exactly.
So that, but if you want to set a tax, you can set a tax for this product. Remember what I said, there are two types of taxes. You can set individual tax, which is the VAT tax, or you can set the group tax.
Yeah.
So we can just say we are going to set group tax in here, and the group tax, applicable tax, we can say, okay, selling price should include
the tax,
or it should include the tax. Okay, so let's just make an assumption that it should include the tax. And now product type. What is product type? If you have different variations of a product, this is where you should add it. So for example, if you have different variations, you'll be able to, okay, I want to sell different, there will be a place I'll show you. You come to product and you create different variations of that, and you'll be able to choose that variation of a product. And I say, okay, fine, the large size, I want to sell it for this much. The medium size, I want to sell it for that much. The other size, for example, so you just come here, add that, and go and create different variations of the same product, if it makes sense. If this product is a combination of something else, you can bring in your combo and sell that combination together. But for the lack of this video, we'll just do a single type so that it's done. So for example, so our purchase price, we bought this Andrew's liver salt at let's say
10 cities.
10 cities, right? If you watch what's going to happen, one moment I just leave there, including tax is that.
Yes.
Our profit margin is 50%, and sterling naira, we should be selling this at 17 point that percentage. So like I said, I mentioned in the other videos, this is changeable. So for example, if we want to change, okay, for this product we don't want to make 50%. In fact, for this product we want to make 100% profit. Once you change the profit margin, it tells you how much you should be selling it for. Yes. And if you want to exclude the selling price tax, it will exclude it, and you won't have to worry about it. But it will tell you this is the yes. Okay, if I want to make only 20% profit margin, it tell you how much you should be selling that for. So whatever price that you set your tax exclusive for, it will change it. So tax exclusive, this will be exclusive. If you want tax inclusive, it will just come back and say, okay, 50 cedis, and it will only be selling it in the tax inclusive aspect of it. Then your price is 60.
Wow.
Yes.
This is good.
Yes. Tax includes 50%, and you want to profit margin of 20%. Let's increase our profit margins to 50%. It tell us our price is 499.
Exactly.
Yes. So once you have set everything, if you have a product variation, for example, if you are selling Andrew's liver salt, but you have a different variation of Andrew's liver salt, you can add another image here. But if you don't add any image, it will go with the image it has here. So it's not mandatory.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to add an image. Like I said, if you have different variations, you just pick that. Yeah, if it's a combination, you can just pick that and pick from here. Yes.
Good.
It's disabled, right?
Yes.
So sometimes it's because the stock has been disabled here. So all we just come is just enable it, and it will allow us, and we go back to our quantity as 5.
Exactly.
Then it will allow us edit and add opening stock. So once you click on edit, this screen is very important. This screen allows you to add which stock per. So if you notice from the top here, it says location Accra, location Kumasi.
Okay, so because we choose both locations,
Both
as soon as you put in the product, it hits both locations.
Yes, exactly.
So then you get to specify the quantity you want to put for each
location. So let's just say, okay, fine, we only have 50 pieces here, and we only have 30 pieces here. All right, and let's just say we can set expiry dates for the one in Accra, and say if this is not compulsory, lot number, the row where it is, you can say the one in that one is expiring on the 30th. Okay, the dates that you put in, if you want to make any note, you feel free. All this is all just compulsory, right? So since you notice that it's explaining something, if you have 50 stock, it's telling you how much you are going to be making, 2,500 cedis. Right there and there, you have a projected amount. Yes. So if you change the quantity, notice it's telling you this is your projected amount you are going to make for what you are selling before tax. It's 50. After tax, now this is your amount excluding tax, 5,000 cedis. There is 30 pieces. You already have a projected amount you are selling. That one is 100 cedis, this one is 30 pieces, and you have a project. So it gives you an idea of what you are selling. You can even add more in the row if you want. So if you have different pieces, you can bring those different pieces and work from there.
Okay, like Andrews. Okay, this one has to do with the quantity.
Quantity, yes. So if you have different pieces of different types and you want to actually exclude divide them into different ways, is possible. So this gives you a general view. If you want to add more stock, this is where you add stock. So just a brief recap: you go to products, you add products, you put in the details. Once you click on update and add opening stock, you add opening stock here, and once you are done, you just click on save.
Nice.
Bam. Once you click on save, it brings you to the product screen.
Yep.
And on the product screen is very simple. Just like other videos, the top part is the filter. You'll be able to filter things based on what you maybe filter based on category, filter based on units, filter based on tax even, maybe filter based on the things that you are not selling, location, or filter based on whether it's active, or filter based on brand. But main thing is the down here. By default, you remember in the default, you are able to set how many years. So you can increase it individually here, or if you want the default entry. So what we just added was Andrew's liver salt. So which is here. There it is. Okay. If the list is very long and you don't want to that, there's a search button here. So you just go Andrew's, and it will automatically just filter Andrew's for you here.
This is good.
Exactly. Yes. If you want to add a product, you can just go add a product, or you have the add a product button here. You'll be able to look at your buttons and pick which buttons you want. This is all customizable. When I mean customizable, it means that if this seems a bit overwhelming and you don't want to use some things, for example, remember the custom fields?
Yes.
Exactly. You can come to visibility and you can turn off some of them.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? You can say, I don't want to see SKUs. You can just turn off the SKUs. You can turn off the tax. You can turn off what you want to see and what benefits you.
Yeah, I think this is good.
Exactly. Yes. If you want to download the Excel spreadsheet, you can do it. Depending on your ability, by the way, that you can export this to any PDF, Excel.
This is really good.
Yes. If you want to edit what we've just done, you click on Actions. And Actions, there's label. This is printing a label for this product. So, for example, we've just brought the pack, we've added it. Now we want to put the label so that we'll put the label on it.
Yes.
You just come here, click on labels, and it will go to the label section where you are able to just say Andrew's liver salt. How many labels? Okay, we have about 50 labels. You want to put in the expiry, it will tell you, okay, fine. You want to put in the expiry, that you want to put in the packing date, maybe today. If you have group, is fine. The rest are all default settings. I advise everybody to leave it, or you can say 50 labels per sheet, which would be a lot. So let's say 30 labels per sheet, and just generate. So ideally what this means is that you are able to print this out, cut it, and paste it on that product. Yes, the spacing is a bit, you can alter all these spacings on this screen. I'll just leave the screen open and come back. You're able to do the spacings. If there are some things that you don't want as part of it, you can literally disable or enable. If you don't want the business name, that you can increase the size. So for example, we can decide we don't want it to show the lot number, we don't want it to show the product price, but we want the product name, and we reduce the size of the product name. If that works for us, we preview it and we print. See, it's different now.
This is better.
Exactly. So it's up to you on what you want and what works for you. So that's print labels. You don't necessarily have to come to there. You can just come straight to print labels and do that, which I was going to explain. So I'll just quickly go back to the product so that we don't lose focus. So that's print labels. If you want to just view the product, you just click on that and it will give you a general overview of the product, which branches they are at, how many stock is in that, the current stock, the value of that current stock, right? And how many units have been sold. So far we haven't sold anything. So this is like give you an idea of what have been sold and what's not sold so far. So later on, after we make a sale, we'll come back here and see how it looks. So we go back to Actions again. If you want to edit, you just click on Edit, and it gives you ability to come back here, and maybe you don't want to be available for Kumasi, or maybe you don't want it, you want to now increase the stock quantity. Let me know when it's hits. Then whatever you want to do after that, you just click on Edit, Update. If you want to update and edit the stock quantity, or maybe change the stock quantity, then that's when you can buy. If you want to just update it and not touch the stock quantity, that is it.
Wow.
Yes. So that is it. I want to make sure I touch base on all that. If you want to delete, obviously, if you want to just edit the stock quantity, you can just edit that straight from here. You can just click it will open that page. If you want to see the stock history is basically what's been happening with that stock, the ins and outs, what is happening of that stock.
That's good. So any changes or any change that is made
on that stock, you will still be able to know. You can set it based on location. So you want to see what's happening in Kumasi, you'll be able to do that. And most of these would really look good once we make a sale of this product. And that's it. So I'll take us back to product. And Andrew's liver thoughts. If you want to create a product and there's a variation of Andrew's liver salt, like Andrew's liver salt extreme or something, you can just come here, duplicate the product and rename it and save it.
Just like Andrew's liver salt, we have the lemon, the orange.
Exactly. So once you add one, you come here and duplicate the product, and all you do is change the name and change the picture. then you make sure you update to the current stock. This is it's like a quick way of doing it, but make sure that at least the stock is different and everything, and you are good to go. You remember, if you notice, the SKU has auto-generated, so it has its own SKU there. The BP is the prefix. Remember, you can change that prefix in your business settings if you want. Yes. So now that we've added, now we know how to add a product fully. Now let's make a sale of this product. To make a sale of this product, there are two ways. You can make a sale manually from here, add sale. So this is normally for businesses that just want to really just make a sale literally from 1111, which is a bit not thing, but there will be some businesses that want it almost like a quotation type of sale there. Or you come to the POS screen. You click on POS, and that is it. By default, this account is on Accra, but if you want, you can change it depending on the assets that account has. So a staff member can only be to a certain location, or you can say a user can only be in a certain location. Someone's battery is going low. So I hope it makes sense. So
Yes, it does.
our Andrews liver salt is here. There's a separate video for everything on the POS, so I'll not go in the POS yet, but we'll just make a sale and say, okay, fine, we want to buy Andrews liver salt expiry, and we say, okay, fine, we want to buy 2 packs. 2 packs is 170. That if you want cash, you just click on cash. If you want to pay by mobile money, it's there. Because this video is mainly for product, I'll not go into that. And it prints the receipt instantly for the person. If you have email enabled, the email will be sent. If you have SMS enabled, the SMS will be sent. This also based on by the way, this video is based on the fact that walk-in is the default account. If the person is an existing customer, you can just search for the customer before making the sale, if that makes sense. I don't know if there's a customer here starting with a P, or the customer here starting with an A. Oh yes, there's that. So obviously, once this is added to the customer, and this is only when that email or SMS will be sent. But for working customers, there's nothing being sent. Yes. So I'll just go back, leave. Yeah, and right there and there, you notice a change in our sales today. It has increased.
Yes.
And more important, let's go on to that product and see the details of that product. Okay, there. It was 150 pieces.
Yes.
It's now 140. That. But if more importantly, we can go to view products, and we'll be able to see 2 packs sold so far. 2 pieces sold so far, exactly. I think there was another place that you wanted to, I think, stock history. Oh, I keep pressing the same thing. Exactly. So it shows you've sold 2 so far, and it shows as well. If we change it to Kumasi, remember Kumasi, nothing has happened there, so nothing will be there. So you see the Kumasi stock, but the sale we just made was specifically in the Accra stock, so that is there. So this will affect your reports, what you have sold. For example, items reported to tell you what has been sold in that. So just one product, and you'll be able to see what has been done product wise, and that. So anyway, this is more detailed. Andrews liver salt, gross profit. So right there and there, we are able to know how much profit we have made from Andrews liver salt in your reports. There will be a separate video. There is a separate video mainly for the reports system. Anyway, Dan, any questions?
Oh, I think we are good for this very
yes
part. We are okay.
Yes. So this is a short video on how to add a product, how to edit the product, how to add stock to the product, and how to make sale of that product.
Exactly.
There's also another tab here for stock report. It gives you an update on what is happening, basically in terms of the unit selling price. So it's almost the same thing, but from a stock point of view.
Yeah.
So it's about unit selling price, quantity selling price, and current stock. How much worth the value? Be looking at the value of stock that you have. This gives you a clear idea. For example, the Andrews liver salt. You still have a clear idea of how much value you have in, or you have your products in. Yes, or how much the cost of your current products in stock. Yes, so with this, someone can ask you, okay, Andrews liver salt, what's the value of the stock you have? You just open SikaPOS and you'll be able to know the exact value of the stock, current stock.
This is good.
Yes. So under products, we have list product, which we have explained. We have add product, which we have explained. We have print label product, which I explained earlier on. If you want to print barcode labels and stick on each and every product pack, this is where you come. You can come here generally. So you can even print multiple labels. So for example, I think there is Panadol. Yeah. There is Andrews. There is, I think, vitamins. There's different, so you can print different labels.
Okay.
That so there are two ways of doing a label. You can label per product or general label. Exactly. Okay, you can add expiry dates for each and every one of them, or you can just different ones. Yeah, they are all, none is compulsory. If you want to just change anything, you can just product variation, packing. We don't need packing date, and just preview. And what that would do is that it would just generate them for you, pages, different pages. Yes. Yep. If you notice, it's not very that. If you feel it's not, you can always adjust how big you want the label is. You want the label, so you can change the paper. So for example, let's say that label. No, let's close this, and yes, so you can change the type of paper, and you see it's different now. Yeah, so you can change the type of paper and label, or if it's too big, you can always come back and change the size so it suits what you are trying to do. Yes. Variations, I think I mentioned it earlier on when we're adding a product. This is where you add different variations, so it can be large, medium, or whichever variation that you want it to be. So that when you're adding product, you can add different variations. Importing products is basically you have a product somewhere and you want to bring them here, or maybe you have an existing system and you want to bring those existing system to SikaPOS. This is a great tool, but it has to be in line with our database. So you download a template and you can let someone fill in all those thing with their current stock, and you come here and import the whole thing into SikaPOS. So you can literally, so there are two ways of adding product at the end of the day. You can add a product by adding product, or you can add a product by importing from your old system to this system.
Okay, so someone can just take for instance an Excel sheet, and put in the products and everything, and now upload it. So SikaPOS is able to integrate that, absorb into the system.
Exactly. And this, but you have to use the template we have. So if you download this template, it will come as an Excel template, and you just open the Excel template and fill in that Excel template with those details.
Maybe we should open the Excel template.
I hope this video opens it up and it should. Okay, so in that you have products, you have variation, values. It goes all the way. Product description. If you had custom fields, this way to all show. I hope it makes sense.
Oh yes, it makes sense.
So
makes
your name, your brand, and everything. So this gives you a fair idea of where you are trying to that. So with that, once you fill this in, you'll quickly just go into your SikaPOS, go to import products and add it, and that's it. Yes.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah. Okay, so import opening stock, same thing, same angle. You can just put in a template and just that. Unit cost, I think we've been through it. Categories, we've been through it. Brands we've been through it. Warranties is the same thing as most warranties. You can set different warranties. When you're adding a product, you apply those warranties on it. and it's quite self-explanatory, and you can go with those ones. So thank you very much. Bye for now.